Hey y'all, ready for part 2? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Gabby and this is part 2 of my little haunted history series. Last time we talked about the little eerie origins of Halloween, and today we're diving into some traditions that started spooky and somehow just became the norm. Let's start with haunted houses. So haunted houses started as a Halloween attraction during the Great Depression. So, while no one had money, haunted houses were around. Anyways, in 1933, mischief turned into mayhem because kids were vandalizing towns, flipping cars, and even stopping trains. Do you know how crazy and mischievous you have to be to stop a train? Anyways, to curb the chaos, communities created haunted trails and basement setups with spooky props. It's kind of giving like whenever the church does like kind of a like hell house, and they set up different places in the church to teach you or to show you things that can get you into hell, and then like they do it as a way to stop you from doing the things that you were doing, Anyways, yeah. By the 1970s, haunted houses became more commercialized. Like, for instance, you have Disney's Haunted Mansion, which helped set the tone, Today, there are over 1,200 professional haunted houses in the US alone. We went from don't egg my house to pay $40 to come in a fog tunnel. If I can't pay for eggs, I'm not paying $40 to enter that fog tunnel. Yes, some do come with like heart condition warnings. Some also come with this, not an NDA, but like a contract that you have to sign saying that if you get hurt here, you're allowing that. So for this haunted house, you have to sign a waiver for it. Me personally, I would never go because I'm already mentally and physically, well, I'm mentally unstable, kind of. Physically, we're not going to talk about that, but like, what do you mean the experience can last up to 10 hours and a 40-page waiver? No, but again, like I said, it's the McCamey Manor, and yeah, you have to sign a 40-page, and if you already know about that, that's fine. I just forgot the name because I remember hearing about this like a few years ago, and I was like on TikTok too, and I was like, I would go, but I'm not going. Because obviously you sign the waiver to say that you can get tased, you can get waterboarded, you can get hurt. Like, someone can push you down, someone can beat you with a bat. Like, someone can be like Steve, who has a bat with nails, and beat you with the bat. Basically, they can hurt you and you can't sue because you signed a 40-page waiver. I would rather buy eggs than sign a 40-page waiver and be in this experience for 10 hours. Anyways, next. Trick-or-treating evolved from Omahan and souling, which is like Celtic and medieval practices where people dressed up and went door to door offering prayers or performances for food. See, if I lived back then, I would have been doing a performance for food. Your girl's hungry, your girl's poor. Anyways, in the US, it gained tractions in the 1920s and 30s, but candy didn't dominate until the 1950s. Also, in the 1950s, that's whenever companies like Hershey and Mars saw the marketing potential, which led to the now dominated candy. But if we're being serious, who is paying $30 for candy? I'm sorry. This year, Halloween may not be Halloweening in the sense of trick-or-treating, because obviously most people aren't going door to door now. Some people are doing trick-or-treating, but even then, you mean to tell me that you need money that bad that you're raising the freaking 150 individual wrapped candy pieces from freaking what, like $9 to $30? You must be out of your mind. Out of your mind. I can't even afford to buy eggs and you want me to pay $30 for candy? Yeah, Halloween over. This year we can take a break. Times are not that tough for you to be raising the candy prices. Get out of my face. I could make more for less. I could make more for less. So why are you raising the candy prices? Anyways, back to the trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating is now, like, you know, a ritual. Like how they say trick-or-treat, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care, I will buy your underwear. It's basically either give me a treat or get tricked. Honestly, I agree. Anywho, next up, we have Ouija boards. Me personally, I wanted to do and play an Ouija board, you know? But this was like back in like, I think like 6th grade. But then, you know, I came to my common sense. And, you know, all these things happen from TikTok, honestly. Not like learning about Ouija boards, but like just like, cause I'm a person that loves like scary things, you know, like I'll watch a scary movie, I'll do this and that. Like I love horror, everything. See, now I can watch people play these games. Like Sam and Colby, I can watch them play the Midnight Man with the Sturmiola triplets in their house, their old house, right? But you will never catch me playing this game. Like even when I was like younger in like elementary school, I would literally watch 3 a.m. videos where they're summoning freaking Annabelle, they're summoning Bloody Mary, they're summoning all these people. I liked it. I would watch it, and then in my head I would be like, you know, I want to do this. But blood rituals, my DNA, no. Because there was this one like 3 a.m. video where it was like he had rice and he put the doll, like opened the doll's back, poured rice in there, and then it like he had a piece of his hair in there, a drop of his blood in there. Look, me personally, I'm all down for summoning demons, I guess. Well, I wouldn't do that, but like, you know, like I'm down to do the game. But once I have to put my DNA in there, a piece of hair or blood, a blood ritual, I draw the line. Blood rituals where I absolutely draw the line. Or just in general. Because if I need to put a piece of hair in the doll, you better use its fake hair and keep it coming. That way the horse, or wherever I got this hair from, can feel the wrath, not me. Because you're not getting my actual head from my skull. You're getting this hair. That's not even mine. So, anyways, the Ouija board was patented in 1891 during the rise of spiritualism, a movement where people believed they could contact the dead. I believe you can contact the dead, and that's all I'm going to say on that topic. It was marketed as like the wonderful talking board and used in seances after World War II and the Spanish flu. So it's giving that if you play an Ouija board, obviously you have not watched the movie Ouija board, you have not watched any of the Conjuring movies. Whether or not you believed it happened, I believe it happened, I don't care. But let's learn from our past mistakes. It was a talking board, but do you really know who you're talking to? I don't think so. Anyways, in the 1960s, the Parker brothers bought the rights and turned it into a game. Now you can buy one at Target. But you know what? That money to use to buy the game is gonna stay in my wallet. I'm not buying that game. Like, well, not like I really wanted to do that, but I also wanted to be a ghost hunter when I was younger too, because I believe in ghosts. And like, yeah, I believe in ghosts, I believe in spirits, like I believe in everything. Because like, I'm not those people that are saying that like, oh, I believe in science and this and that. I believe in certain science, but like, I believe in ghosts wholeheartedly. I believe that there are spirits around. Anyways, with that money for the Ouija board, staying in my pocket and locking it up. Next, we have my favorite tradition, which is horror movies. So horror films have been tied to Halloween since the release of Halloween in 1978, which again is a great movie and everyone should watch it. Even if it's once, everyone should watch it. Anyways, because of this Halloween movie, it helped cement October as the month of fear. 31 days of horror, if you will. But before that, horror was year-round. Things like Hitchcock, Universal Monsters, and psychological thrillers, which are my favorite movie. Now, streaming platforms drop horror sentiment all October. Like Freeform? If I had Freeform on my TV, you don't understand how fast I would be on Freeform every single day in October and December. 25 days of Christmas, 25 days of Christmas is insane. 25 days of Christmas movies, 31 days of Halloween movies. Don't gotta tell me twice. So from jump scares to trauma bonding, horror is a genre that thrives on discomfort. Like, if you ever watch a movie that makes you physically, well, I don't want to say physically ill, but like physically uncomfortable because it's making it seem like you're in the movie and you're living it, best movie hands down. Like Get Out, that movie is one of the best psychological thrillers I have ever watched. Anyways, and you know, some of us, horror is year-round because I watch horror almost all the time. And October just makes it socially acceptable. Like, if someone came over to my dorm and we're watching a movie, we're watching horror, we're watching a psychological thriller. I don't care if it's in May or if it's in December or if it's at the freaking start of the year, January. We're watching it. But the one time I can watch it without being seen as like a weirdo who watches horror is the month of October. So now we're gonna move on to one of my other favorite topics, which is also urban legends. Urban legends, folklore, same thing to me. But one of my like top 3 is La Llorona, Bloody Mary, and Slender Man. Yeah. So okay, basically, the myth of razor blades and candy started in the 1970s, which was fueled by media panic and isolated incidents. And the only reason I know this is because of TikTok. TikTok helps me clutch every time. Anyways, despite decades of fear, there's no verified case of a stranger killing a child that way. But you know, it can still happen. There's all these chances for it to still happen. But still, hospitals offered candy x-rays and parents turned into forensic analysts. Again, don't quit your day job. Just, no, it's never that serious. Anyways, some other legends that happened in the past was poison punch, haunted costumes, cursed decorations, and anyways, Halloween became a breeding ground for modern folklore, which I'm very thankful for because I love to hear about it. So next up we have witch costumes, which I was once for Halloween. Anyways, so witches were once feared, burned, hunted, and demonized during the witch trials in Salem in 1692. But in the early 1900s, witches became Halloween staples. They have a pointy hat, a broomstick, and a black dress emerged from a mix of folklore, Quaker faction, and theatrical sense. Now, witches are like fashion icons. I mean, like that TikTok going around saying, "Can you record me?" Then be like, "What?" Let me stop. And you know what? Yeah. So now witches are fashion icons. And for my last and final point, we have Halloween parties. So, and pumpkin spice, which again, I have never tried this pumpkin spice latte. I'm not going to. The point is that Halloween parties started in the early 1900s as community events to replace vandalism with games and costumes. Apple bobbing, spooky punch, and costume contests were all the rage. There was fog machines, curated playlists, and glitter blood. You gotta love it, you know? And then as for pumpkin spice, it began as a pie blend in the 1800s, but blew up after Starbucks launched the pumpkin spice latte in 2003, which was 3 years before I was born. Now it's in candles, cereal, lip balm, you know, a little too much for me. Anyways, so yeah, haunted houses, Ouija boards, horror movies, and even pumpkin spice were all spooky traditions that became normal. So we turned fear into fun and ghosts into glam. Drop a comment and tell me which tradition shocked you the most, or what spooky story I should cover next. Bye. Love y'all.